My name is Belinda Dubston, and welcome to the I Ching Cafe and our weekly I Ching overview for the week commencing the 25th of September 2023. Most of the week is in September, and then we dip into October right at the tail end. Before we get focused into what this week is asking us to pay attention to, let's just recap back to last week as we worked with Hexagram 4, Youthful Folly, and Hexagram 10, Trading, where we were really focused on where our learning was needing to take place, where we were being called to embrace the fact that we don't know, having an openness, a spirit of openness and adventure, and almost childlike innocence as we accept there's things we don't know, but we stay focused and disciplined on what it is that needs to get done, while paying attention to that tiger we are following as we worked with Hexagram 10, Treading, making our way, the opportunity to make progress, to move forward, because we took one step at a time. We didn't race ahead, we didn't miss steps, we stayed on the path and we focused on what it is that needed to get done as we were making our way. So if there was anything that came up for you from last week that was evidential that you'd like to share, please do so. I'd really appreciate that. So, looking at this week, what are we being asked to pay attention to with all that action from last week and all that learning? Well, this week we've got a reprieve from changing lines because, yes, we have a locked hexagram. No changing lines, one hexagram, nothing else, no other noise and information around it. There's just one hexagram, which for me is always encouraging us to really double down on the energy of that hexagram, of really getting into it and really ratcheting up our focus through that hexagram. And it is hexagram 34, Great Power or Invigorating Strength. That hexagram is all about power, strength, using brute force. Okay. And with every hexagram, there is things we should be doing and things we should watch out for. And this hexagram is no different. This week, what the I Ching is saying is that if we have a very focused vision around what it is that we're wanting to do, where we are wanting to go, then we have the ability to mobilize such amazing strength, power, energy, focus. We can move mountains this week. If there are things that you needed to get done and you've been struggling with your energy to get going, to get focused, this week is the week where the energy is with us to do that. All we have to do, it sounds like a simple thing. What we have to do is be focused and have a very clear, important idea or goal we are working towards. That's the challenge, right? Right there. So this week, the way we get that muscle power, that horsepower activated is we have a focus around a single thing. I liken this hexagram often to this idea of light, okay? If we are a very dissipated light beam, okay, and we are doing a little bit of light all over the place, okay, we are using the same kilowatts, but what happens is that power lights up but doesn't really do a big, focused, powerful job. But then you contrast that with the idea of a laser, right? Instead of like reflecting light this way, we are focusing light into a single point. So the idea is that if we take light, and our light is very dissipated and all over the place, we don't get much done, okay? We can be lit and we can read a book, great. But if we take that light and we then focus the light down and we turn it into a laser beam, I'm getting a flashback from James Bond, not that kind of use of a laser beam, okay? A powerful ability to laser through the things that are on our way, okay? That is what this week is asking us to pay attention to. And especially because it is a locked hexagram. It's like, this is what it is. Okay, here's the big opportunity this week. This is how we focus our attention. Now, with this hexagram, what we also have to do is we have to be mindful that we don't overdo our strength. I often think, as an example, one week when we had this hexagram, a friend of mine was trying to tighten something on a screw in a workshop, right? And they were cranking something, cranking. And then they kept on going and kept on going. They wanted to make sure it was really tight, and then a little kind of a bone in the wrist snapped. And that for me is such a beautiful example of this hexagram, that we can overdo our force. We can overdo our strength, and we can not pay attention when it is too much. Okay, when have we gone too far? Okay, this might be around pushing other people, it might be about pushing ourselves. The risk with this hexagram is that we don't listen to the signals that tell you there's stress in the wrist. Okay, if we are not paying attention to where the brute force is creating too much stress, we run the risk of not getting it, okay, of failing this lesson of learning on this hexagram, and particularly when it comes to other people. If we are not reading the room, okay, understanding how our energy impacts other people, what we can do is we can take it too far and we can become the bully. This week, we have to use our strength, but we don't do it by being a bully to other people and forcing other people into our view, into getting stuff done, and just kind of hammering everyone into shape. That is not the highest and best of this hexagram. We mobilize and we focus and we get stuff done, but we don't force others against their will to do what we want them to do. And if we can read the room and we can stay open to where it is too much, where we're putting too much pressure on ourselves and on others, we can kind of dial it back and we can get all the blessings of this hexagram without the pitfalls. It's a wonderful energy. Get stuff done this week. The things you've been battling with, the things that have been taking too long, the things that have needed lots of focused energy, now is the time. So it's an interesting week for us to really move those mountains, and I look forward to hearing how they went for you. Now, if you are not aware, I have a podcast version, and so every week you can get a podcast version and a YouTube version of the same content. So what I like to do, I know this seems really weird, is that I'm not going to watch my own YouTube episode easily, right? It's okay. But what I do enjoy is halfway through the week is I play the podcast version, even if I have watched the main version, is I play the podcast version. Because what it does is it gets me reconnected into what it is I should be paying attention to. So even if you are a YouTube follower and you watch the YouTube episodes, I would encourage you that if you want to, is go and get the episode on the podcast version and go and listen to midweek or mid-month and just reconnect with the information, because it just helps to reignite and reconnect us to what the I Ching is asking us to pay attention to. So I do that. And if that works for you, great. And if it doesn't work for you, that's also fine. And then lastly, I have a profile on the Insight Timer app. It's a free meditation app. I don't put any of my meditations on the paid premium version behind the paywall because I want you to have access to the content. And I have on there a little bit of I Ching related meditations, and over time I'll add hexagram specific meditations there as well. There's a couple already. So if you like meditation and you'd like to work with the I Ching in your meditation, please go and check out my profile under my name, Belinda Davston, on Insight Timer, and you'll find me there. So enjoy the week, enjoy your power and your strength while reading the room and making sure everyone's on board without being bullied into submission. I look forward to hearing about that from you. Please like and share if this was useful to you. And of course, if you're new to the channel, subscribe or hit the follow button to get regular episodes into your app. Thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you very soon at our monthly overview for October. Yes, we are here. So see you there.